So it's hard for me to remember that. But like some people were saying that Sneeko shouldn't even share his opinions because he has such a large audience. He's impacting the public. How do you feel about that?
That he shouldn't be, or that he needs to be more careful about what he's saying, or would like...
Well, I don't know if those are kind of the same thing in the end, but like in terms of like how we are impacting society, whether you're smoking in public or you're on YouTube sharing your thoughts, someone is always going to say that you're impeding on them, right?
I mean, like, I
always
think
going to complain.
I would just say that like I believe so. This is like a whole conversation. Like, what is your responsibility as a public figure? I think you have a responsibility to how your messages are being interpreted because you are influencing people, and I think we should probably have some desire to be careful with how we influence people. Basically,
I guess I felt more like that when I was like a peer educator and I was doing like specifically educational work. I felt really like I had to fact check and be very, I don't know what word I want to use, diligent, I guess. But now, because I just feel like I'm sharing my ideas and thoughts about existence, it feels a little silly to be so anal about it, because in order for me to philosophize about life, I have to be able to, I have to have a space where I can just throw everything at the wall and see what sticks.
yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that like we can't say or talk about anything, but like this is what I know, that if I say or do certain things, people are going to copy it, and there's going to be like a societal impact from that. So I need to be aware of that. And then I need to like grapple with that in a responsible way, right?
When did you start feeling that? How big was your channel or your presence online before you felt that responsibility?
I think the first big calling of this was probably Jesus. It was probably in 2013, actually, I think, when I decided to stop saying faggot publicly, or like as an insult in video games. Have I ever told you this story?
Obama.
Maybe tell me again.
So basically, the thing was that this is like a word that like back in 2012 we were all saying shit like this because that's just what you said on the internet. I was an RTS player, and for RTS and like MMORPG people, like we said the F word. FPS people said the N word. That's just what it was back in the day. But I had an experience basically where a person close to me used the F slur, and they used it in a way that was genuinely homophobic. Like he referred to an actual gay person as a faggot, and he said it dripping with vitriol. And I was like, oh, this guy hates gay people. And as soon as he said that, I realized that I felt really uncomfortable saying that word around him, because I wasn't sure if he thought that I felt the same way. I was like, I don't want to say that around you. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Kind of like if you like, maybe there might be like funny racist jokes in around some friends, but if I'm around an actual racist person, I'm not going to say those jokes because now I think you are. Yeah. But when that happened, I kind of carried that idea onto my stream, and I'm like, well, hold on. If I say stuff like this on stream, I wonder if there are people that are watching me or listening to me that are actually like homophobic, that hear me say this shit and they're like, yeah, like Destiny's like on board with this, like he's cool with this stuff like I am. And I'm like, well, no, hold on, I'm not cool with that kind of stuff. I'm not a homophobic person at all. And I think that was like probably one of the first times I started thinking like, okay, well, even if I don't intend for it to have negative side effects, like there are things that I can say like on stream that could impact people in negative ways, or where people will copy my behavior in negative ways. So maybe I need to be a little bit careful about the types of things that I say or the messages that I put out. Yeah,
for sure. I mean, obviously I feel a sense of responsibility to the people. Like I said, the dumbest shit on my stream the other day was so embarrassing. It was so stupid. And I was like, Brittany, and I was like, I'm spreading misinformation, and I was like, holy fuck. And like that shit gets to me where I'm like, I can't believe I fucked up that badly. But then I also like have to forgive myself because like, girl, I've been like living in a bubble the last 2 years, and I haven't been really reading up on certain things. So when I hear stuff, I just internalize it as like, yeah, I guess like that's what the mainstream media is reporting. Cool. And then I find out like, no shit, I got that off like a conspiracy theory and I didn't even know.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck. And then I feel so stupid. But at the same time, I don't feel too bad about it because, like, yeah, humans are going to human, right? It's like that's just what's the consequence of, you know. Actually, learning how to stream has really been interesting because I do react in the moment, but then I ponder it for like 2 weeks. And I'm like, actually, I think my opinion's more like this.
Yeah, I mean, I think as long as you're like engaging with it responsibly, I think that's fine. Like the fact that you would even stop to think that like, oh shit, maybe I was wrong about this, it probably means you're making it, hopefully, I don't know if you are, I can't say for you because I haven't seen you do the misinformation meme or anything yet, but like hopefully if you even have the thought in your head, you're doing a decent job, right? Like, okay, well, as long as I'm trying to make sure that I'm doing a decent job, it's okay, yeah.
For sure.
All right, bye. Remember to hit that like and subscribe, and don't forget the notification bell so that my videos show up right in your feed.